Pharmageddon. Anne.
Pharmageddon.
Pharmageddon.
Oh, great name. Really,
ain't no Michael
really,
Bay movie, is it, Anne?
No, great name. Not a great situation for healthcare retailers right now. Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid employees are reportedly walking off the job this week. According to Fox Business, over 2,000 employees are expected to protest their working conditions this week. From Monday through Wednesday, workers have pledged to call in sick following a similar protest earlier this month when Walgreens employees at 25 stores called out sick. Workers are reportedly demanding a slew of things to ease the extra duties they have taken on in recent years. Some of the biggest demands include guaranteed hours and better pay for technicians. And they also want pharmacists and pharmacy managers to have a direct say in scheduling. Chris, where do you fall on this? This has been, I feel like it was the first one like we mentioned in the headline a couple of weeks ago. Now this is 2,000 employees at multiple locations. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, honestly, I'm actually kind of excited to see it. I mean,
really?
That might be kind of a salacious thing to say, but yeah, I am, because when I look back at what's transpired over the last couple of years, I mean, it felt like Starbucks was kind of the first, first shot across the bow in terms of this type of activity. And then you had the auto workers, which is still going on, potentially coming to a close here. And now you have the pharmacies, in my opinion, rightly so. Like working in a pharmacy is hard. And I actually think it's quite possibly the most dangerous, one of, maybe not the most, but one of the most dangerous jobs inside of a retail store day in and day out. I mean, I've told this, I probably shared this story on the podcast before, but one of my pharmacies was robbed at gunpoint while my wife was in labor. I was having to field calls about that during that process. And so it's really real for me to figure out, if workers across the board are having issues, like pharmacies are probably a place that retailers need to look at in terms of how they're handling their staffing and their operations. So it makes sense to me that they want more, and fair play to them for demanding it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think what this is showing us is that the current process is not sustainable. You're not only putting your workers in danger, but you're also putting the public in danger. I mean, there's a few examples that, of course, the pharmacists are not, saying their names and locations, but they're tired. They can't even, I mean, I just went to go to get my flu and COVID booster, and the line is out the door at the local Walgreens. And I asked them, like, do you guys even have time to go to the bathroom? And I mean, they don't. Like, they have to go to the bathroom, but like there's enough demand going right now to keep them going. And it's just not a sustainable situation. And I think then you have to look at what happens if the pharmacists stop showing up, which I think they have the right to do so in order to make things safer for the customers of these companies and for themselves. And there are plenty of other companies in the space like Amazon who are investing heavily now in tech to do pharmacies differently, and they're standing in line to disrupt these agencies. I mean, if that pharmacy goes away, that's roughly 95% of the CVS and Walgreens and Rite Aid businesses. What happens to those businesses? There's such a small percentage that's dedicated to that general merchandise sector that they're not going to be able to continue as businesses if these pharmacists leave. So I think this is something that, as a retail industry, we really have to be paying close attention to and trying to come up with the right solution for.
Yeah. And the subtle point that I love in what you're saying too, is it's going to breed innovation, which is the hallmark of what we talk about on this show, right? Like,
Amazon's drone delivery of prescriptions, like they're out there, they're doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And so, and I'm already seeing it, Anne, too. I'll call out Walgreens. Like, I've been very harsh and critical on Walgreens, at times when we've had their executives on the show. They're the nicest people, the greatest people to talk to. And I am absolutely in love with their deliver to home. Like, I can get my prescriptions delivered next day at no cost as of right now. And with that, it changes if you can get your customers acclimated to that, which I am, which shows you, and I'm not the most, jump on board first person to try everything. I try to be for this show, but in general in life, I'm probably not. But if you can get me to do it, other people can too. And so it begs the question of, like, how do pharmacies need to operate in the long run? Do they need to be staffed at these locations, or they can be staffed out of an auto fulfillment micro fulfillment warehouse to process the orders and handle certain prescriptions that way versus the other, more high touch prescriptions, for lack of a better way to put it. So that's what I love about what you're saying, is like this whole thing should breed a hell of a lot more innovation. And net, I think we all win in the long run if it's looked at if it's looked at it like that from the retailers that are dealing with this issue, mainly CVS and Walgreens. If they look at it like this, that's what I'm trying to say. And thanks for letting me get through that.
You got it.
It should be great.
It should be. Hopefully, but something's got to be done. It's broke. They've got to fix it.